you so much. All right, Conrad, man, I want to say that you have a wonderful, wonderful product with the Press Sports app. For me, being a former athlete, basketball player, like what you're doing and allowing people to share their story is amazing. And I believe that, people should know the man behind who put it all together. And like, I want to hear your vision of like how it all started.
Yeah, Will, thanks for inviting me to chat. We've been working on this for a while. So, Drew Williams and I started it our senior year of college, and we were friends from a young age. Grew up playing all the different sports together, and I really wanted to play college baseball, and felt like I was putting myself in on the right teams and playing in the right tournaments. And I feel pretty confident I had the skill level to come out of high school with,
A scholarship?
you know, with some offers at least,
Yeah, yeah.
and graduated with no offers, and was really um, in need of a scholarship and was banking on it, and kind of devoted, a lot of everything to it. And
Right.
I probably had the wrong, wasn't getting good mentorship of as far as like it shouldn't be D1 or bust. It should be go find a
D1, D2,
program.
D3. Yeah, you got options.
Yeah, but I went to a high school where we had 7 Division I players on the team. That was certainly in my senior class. And anyway, really frustrating experience. Drew went to the rival high school, my co-founder, and so we were always playing against each other. Anyway, I stuck with it. Ended up getting a full scholarship to play, mid-major Division I baseball a month before school started freshman year.
Wow.
So a guy named Nathaniel Lowe transferred to a junior college. I got a scholarship at the last second, and he's playing in the bigs now.
Oh
Um,
man, isn't that how funny how it all works out? Trust and believe me, my teammates, actually went to the NBA as well. So it's crazy to see like people that either you interacted with or came, in close contact with, like they're actually in the pros. So I get it. I get it.
yeah, man, it's that's that part of it's pretty funny. But fast forward, kind of end of 4 years of college baseball, or we're getting towards the end of it, and I'm talking to Drew. We were like, "Where are our highlights, man? Where did they all go? Why are they not on our Instagram page?" Well, like of course we wouldn't post them on our Instagram page because all of our buddies would roll their eyes and just be like, "You think you're good, we're not going to post like back squats." And you would have to have like a, mixtape type professionally produced,
Yup.
video of you like doing a bad flip after you hit a home run. Like I wasn't good enough to hit a ton of home runs, and if I did, I certainly didn't know it was gone off the bat.
Right,
Like
right.
that's the majority of players, and so having this like quote unquote Instagram worthy footage is like super rare. And then those players, even when they get to the next phase of their career, oftentimes take it down and don't want that to be what people go find on their Instagram page. And so
Right. That is true.
you get to a point where like the athletes at the top, there's no athlete from any level or sport that has this like easy to access profile with all footage of all their favorite moments from throughout their career on it. And we were kind of looking at the space like we wish we had that first sell. So it would have been a great
Yup.
recruiting tool for me. I wasn't posting my highlights anywhere. Um, and then Drew, like, it's just been cool in general to go back and show your kids, like, this is what I looked like as a junior in high school on back squat. This is what I looked
Yup.
like as a senior in college on back squat. This is me hitting every home run, every touchdown I ever scored. Easy. You don't have to sit there and try to find it in a 3-hour game film.
Right,
Um,
right, right. Just a clips of it. I love it. Yeah, like I can't lie, like that's super valuable. Me as a former athlete playing basketball at the high school level, college level, turned down my pro contract. It's I could see how valuable that was. And I remember I went to University of Pittsburgh, walked onto the team when they were top 20. And the other players had no clue who I was because like I turned down my other offers at University of Maryland, Navy, Army, and Keystone College, and MIT as well. And I went to University of Pittsburgh on an engineering scholarship, so they were like, who the heck is this kid? Like, where'd he come from? Like, actually knowing how to play. And they stole, like, two of the other players stole my phone out my bag when I was trying out. And I go up to the coach, I'm like, hey, I walked in with a phone. Like, where'd it go? Siri had just came out at that time, and
Wow.
I was able to track the phone, and then I found it. Like I called the police and stuff, and it was two of the players that were the top players on the team that stole my phone, and they were jailbreaking it at that exact moment when the police knocked on their door. They were like, "Is this your phone?" I was like, "Whoa, that doesn't look like my." It was my phone, but it didn't look like my phone. They started like changing out the background, everything. And then I said, "Hey Siri, whose phone is this?" And it said, "It's yours, William." I was like, "This is my phone." Man, that led to a whole entire case, judicial board, school board, and everything. And guess what the rendering of the determination was?
I have no idea.
I couldn't play.
You couldn't play.
I couldn't play because those are scholarship players and the school had money on the line. So
What?
I could not play. And then I had to start my semi-pro career because I was done in college. Like I couldn't play college. So it was crazy. And just to think that there's stories like that that go on. And I have talent. I still have talent and I still have an eye for basketball, all of that. But like you said, footage wise and things like that, I got a couple videos that I uploaded to YouTube way back when. Like, but other than that, I don't really have anything else. And so, man, to have that Facebook footage, the Instagram footage, but put it like actually on a profile that's on a sports app for people that want to view sports media and sports footage and see the top talent growing. Man, what you came up with is a invaluable idea. Like it's priceless. And I love it. So like, I'm proud of the both of you guys for coming up with this concept and showing like, every player has a story. Like we dedicate our lives to that. Like that journey of trying to move up. And so, you don't want to just like wash it as if it didn't matter anything. Like, no, you put in time, dedication, consistency, effort, and it matters.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
And even if you end up moving on, something
right,
else,
right.
it's still
So
like well. So the kind of second part of it, the app is building your sports network, and so right now everybody's following each other on Instagram, whatever, like pretty meaningless interaction at this point. Um, and our goal is for for the relationships that you build through sports that mean so much to you and mean so much to everyone that sits there and devotes you know hundreds of hours a week to their craft and being good, and you develop such strong bonds with your teammates and sometimes even the people you play against, and
right.
those relationships go kind of unrepresented digitally. Like
Yep.
so we want to be the place where athletes build their sports network and feel the strongest connection with all the people they played with, played against, have respect for, through kind of a model similar to LinkedIn,
That's
where it's kind
nice.
of a two-way opt-in. You're connected, you can go find people's network and who they actually know.
That is so wonderful. I love the idea. Like that's why I had to reach out to you. And so when it came down to it, right, you kind of shared like where you're looking to go with the app, with the company, how you really wanted to grow. Is there anything that you need to help make it expand to get to that level?
So right now, like over the past 6 months, we've really been rebuilding the team, rebuilding the app. And so we
Okay.
proved a lot with the current app that you can download. Um, we got up to close to 300,000 users. And we proved out network effects, we proved out kind of product market fit. But there's some fundamental changes we needed to make. We need to offer on Android a comparable product. Half of our potential users use Android, and it's just too important to continue ignoring.
Right.
Um, we couldn't maintain two code bases at the same time with our current team. So we kind of rebuilt the team. We're getting ready to launch a complete rebuild. And we brought on kind of some executive leadership that has the exact experience that we need to scale this company. And so it starts with Brandon, who's the late stage co-founder.
Okay.
He was actually the last quarterback to start over Peyton Manning at Tennessee.
Okay.
And he transferred to A&M and led them to their last conference title.
Nice.
And he started a company called Outbound Engine, grew it to 300 employees, 25 million ARR, and took a few years off, then joined us as an investor and executive. And then Nick Handel, our head of engineering, he's scaled 3 startup engineering teams from scratch to exit. And so since we brought him on, we've hired 5 internal engineers out of Atlanta. So it's great to have engineers, a full team, coming into the office, working and collaborating with us hand in hand. We've never had that before. It's amazing.
Oh,
And then lastly, we brought on Anthony to lead growth for us. And so he's got 9 years of SEO and paid acquisition experience on
hmm.
mobile consumer applications. And
Yep.
so like he's sliced our acquisition cost per user in half. We've got an intense plan for how we're going to optimize SEO on all of our web profiles, web posts, web channels, everything. We're going to leverage our web app more than we ever have, and that's one of the assets that we have now that we just haven't tapped into. I mean, we've got 11,000 profiles of the close to 300,000 indexed on Google, and we're getting over 100,000 visits a month
Right.
doing nothing, but we only index
Right.
1,000 of them. And
Yo,
so we're about to index millions of posts and hundreds of thousands of profiles much better.
that's amazing to hear that you guys have been able to find the right resources. They say when you have a problem, a solution appears. And the crazy thing is, like, when I'm able to connect with like people like you that have valuable products, that are necessary for the marketplace, it's always right on time. So, like for me, I heard you say that you actually are spending money on a lot of the strategies, right? Like you hired people, you're doing paid marketing, paid advertising, paid lead generation, and things like that. Like, why not free?
Well, we're just like, for us, our acquisition cost per user is so small. What we're focused on is getting the product to a point that if we go out and get a user, they're going to invite 8 friends on average, and our growth multiplier will be 8. That doesn't mean they invite 8 friends, but and then a solid amount of those people are going to retain over a long period of time. So we're focused on the product, but you've got to have things to fuel those growth loops. And so for us, organic social is one of those. For us, organic SEO is one of those. We're reaching 10 million people a week on average on social, and we
Yep.
just cranked up our YouTube, and we're getting cranked up on TikTok and Pinterest right now as well.
Yep.
um,
Yeah, I love it. And so you see the conversion off, like it's off a little bit. You said 10 million, and then you're at like 300,000. Like
well,
what's going on there?
a reach on social is like, think about how many ads you see. It's not even an ad, it's just like a post. We just take content from the app and post it on social. So it's not like you got to get them to follow, and then you can keep their attention. It's really, social for us is kind of more brand awareness, and we have different tools we can use within social that are better for acquisition. But it's realistically, it's more of a retention tool for when someone downloads the app, they follow us on social, it reminds them about the app and maybe they would otherwise forget.
I got you. Because, like, for me, I know you don't know anything about me, but for me, I do is I help businesses with actual, like, free strategies that they're not even thinking about. And that's why I said, like, that conversion factor is off. So, I would love to discuss with you somewhere where you guys can naturally increase that without any effort, just like how you were able to get all those posts and stuff and he's like, I didn't even index all this, but I got all this data and information here. Like that can grow exponentially just off of free strategies that I would love to share with you. Not now, of course, but I believe in what you're doing, and I'm like, oh, like I see because I'm an engineer as well. Like I'm an industrial engineer though. Process improvement is really key for me. And then just seeing systems. So with that being said, I wanted to, one, hear your story, another, think about like where you're looking to go, and then, gain any words of wisdom, right? Like if there was somebody else, like, do you have any competitors in your lane?
Um, yeah, there's a couple competitive companies. One of them's called Sports Thread.
Okay,
Um, we always say that we're uh, network focused, we're content focused, we're social focused.
okay,
If we're successful in all those things, recruiting is a natural byproduct.
right.
Whereas kind of everyone else in the sports space wants to be come to us and get recruited. And we kind of think that's just selling false hope.
Oh yeah, 100%. You and I know it because if that's the key thing, then everybody would have an opportunity, which is we know is not true.
So we say, we want to be, we're the place to document your career, share moments from your story, build your sports network. And your profile is, if you do those things, your profile is a tool for you to get recruited. And that is kind of on you. We're going to obviously try to bring coaches on. We've got
Right.
2,500 college coaches that use the app, but, and we're going to continue to try to get more to bring more
No.
value to the athletes. But, we don't want to be a recruiting service.
Yep, nope. You're in the right space. Know your lane, serve it well. And so, I am proud of you on definitely knowing your target market and knowing what you're looking to do. So many businesses try to be jack of all trades or they're mastering the wrong one. So, I love that you guys have it down pat. It's clear through the web page, it's clear through the app. I want to actually digest a little bit more of the information and then reconnect with you because, like I said, I'm in Atlanta as well, and so you're here, right?
Yeah.
Yep. So like I want to look at everything a little bit more, but I really feel like you can no, I don't feel. I know your company can grow and you have all the resources and tools necessary to make that happen. So I just want to run some ideas past you and see like what you think with your expert opinion and also the resources that you have available. Because all in all, like for me, I tell everybody, hey, I love God and I love to help people be better, do better, and then make them say, wow, from an experience with me that is truly phenomenal. So, with that being said, your testimonial would be added to the book and it adds value for what I do. So yeah, like that's the thing. I want to help you scale and grow your company, your brand, and the beautiful thing that you and your co-founder came up with.
Yeah, man. I mean, we startup, you can't really get enough help.
Trust and believe me, I know. So, been in the phases for many different companies and helped many different companies. I've worked for Fortune 500 companies and, you know, been all around the way. So, when it comes down to it, like I said, I would love to shoot some ideas your way, and see your perspective on them, and then go from there. But this has been super valuable, man. I thank you. I thank you for even sharing your story, talking about your app, and clarifying things for me. This has been amazing.
Yeah, man. No problem.
So, any questions for me that you have, or any last words of wisdom that you want to share that I could probably capture for the book?
When are you gonna release it? What's your timeline on it?
What's the timeline on it? So, the quicker so right? I want to capture as many stories as possible from different business owners, people who actually are making change and impact in the world. And I want to actually contact 250,000 people by the end of this year. Will it happen? Hey, I'm going to put forth every freaking effort to make it happen that I can. So it's a lot of hours, a lot of time, but it's going to be worth it. So I plan to release volumes of the book. And as I'm learning, most people do not read, right? So I'm thinking to actually release the video and then just add the captions and somehow get the captions to translate onto paper. So that way, whether people want to do like how watch what we're sharing right now or listen to it or read it, they got all formats. So video, audio, and reading text.
Oh
So
wow. Yeah, that's pretty dynamic.
And I love that you said wow, because that's the whole point. So yeah, that's a great question. Do you have anything else? And did I answer your question?
Yeah.
All right. So any other words of wisdom or anything like that?
No, man, 250,000 people, that's a lot of people.
Hey,
You
what?
gotta
Come
keep
on,
your
man.
head
You
down.
just you just said you contact 10 million in a week. Like, come on now. Like, what?
Oh, well, no, I'm talking about reach. Uh,
You
I thought you said
reach,
I thought you said contact.
I am going to contact you reach 10 million. So
Oh
if
yeah,
you
well yeah, reaching is different than like individually reaching out. I probably reach out to like 100 people a week, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. Probably like 50,
yeah,
50 new ones, but it's through like personalized email. It's just cold outreach, just like, and
yeah.
you never really hear back.
Right. And I have like look, like I reached out to you, right? You know what I'm saying? I saw your app. Like I'm about reaching out. Like there's nothing for me to reach out and actually, sit in front of a person, build a relationship and foster that into something that's truly special. So that's the type of person that I am. That's why I said you could have a lot more users through real interactions and real word of mouth spreading like wildfire. I know how to do that. That's what I'm good at. So, for this recording, do you mind if I post this to my YouTube page?
No, man, you got it.
All right. So, this is social proof of, just, hey, we taught Conrad, and, when the app does exactly what I know it will do, exactly what I know it will do, you're like, wait, we documented that. And I'm like, I told you. I told you. And you're gonna be like, wow, okay, I didn't know that that was gonna happen. So I love it, man. I love what you have. This is amazing. There's so much growth potential. Like I said, you have all the right resources in play. And I love to meet you in person. Shoot, maybe this week. You know,
We're at Georgia Tech.
Oh, you're at Georgia Tech. All right, so you're not far. I live in Morrow, but I'm, throughout Atlanta all the time. So I'm on the southern end, but of course I go up there all the time. So, yeah, I'll scoot by. We can meet in person, and then, just talk, and I can share the strategies that I have and ideas. Maybe you love them, but thank you again, Conrad.
Yeah, man, we'll appreciate it.
Uh,
We'll be in touch.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll make sure I'll follow up in the next 48 hours.
All righty, take it
All right.
easy.
Thanks again.
Yeah.
Bye.